Hey, hi guys. Today I am discussing on business communication. This was SEM 2. The first question is about requesting a recommendation letter from a manager, from the HR manager of this company. So, basically, in the introduction, what you have to write is what is recommendation letter and what are the uses of it. So, recommendation letters can be of different types. It can be by a student, by an intern, by a person who's looking out for a job. So there can be various types of recommendation letter, but over here what we are looking at is a intern who's working in a company and he wishes to get a recommendation letter. Now what is intern is basically a person who has just passed out, or he has appeared for his exams and he's looking out for the result to come out. And just to get a professional experience, he goes to a company and he says that, okay, I want to learn, I want to implement my practical knowledge, my theoretical knowledge into practical knowledge, for which he would stay for a particular period with this company and he would work in a particular department. So here you mention what is the definition of recommendation letter in terms of internship, uses of it, and then in the concept part you have to write a proper mail to the manager stating that you want this recommendation letter. So just to give a brief of what can be written is, how you got this internship, how was it beneficial, how did it give you different skills, how did it give you learnings, the knowledge implementations, learning strategies. So this is all what you mention, and then you have to thank that person and the company to guide you for everything, and then you request for the recommendation letter and close the mail. In the conclusion part you mention what are the advantages of getting this recommendation letter. Now if as an intern I have this recommendation letter, definitely it will help me to go out and find out good jobs with company, and giving this letter would always be a add-on in getting the job. Now moving to the second question. The second question is about buffers that can be used in business communication while giving a bad news. So in the introduction part, you mentioned what is buffer. Basically, it is a opening statement in a professional communication or in a corporate communication, where a positive statement is used for delivering a bad news. So there are different types of buffers in the book. There are I believe 7 or 8 buffers that are mentioned, and it is just a small part which is mentioned. Even if you Google search this, it's a bit tough to get details on this. So what you'll have to do is, for each points you will have to mention in your own words. Now, buffers are the types of buffers that are mentioned in the books are agreement, appreciation, cooperation, fairness, good news, praise, resale, and understanding. So these are the types out of which you have to select any 5. The examples also that have been given in the books are the same what you will find on internet. So you'll have to frame your sentences, you'll have to frame your examples by your own and then write the same. And in the conclusion part you mention what is the benefits of using these buffers and what are the advantages of using these buffers. Moving to the third question is about you attitude. So there are these 5 statements which have been given and you have to write it in a you attitude. So in the introduction you mention what is you attitude, how is it used. In the concept part, this 5 statements you'll have to convert it into you attitude and mention some details, how will it have an impact on with the help of you attitude. And then in the conclusion, some bits and parts of advantages of you attitude, how is it beneficial in the corporate life while writing a particular statement. And this is how you close the third A question. Moving to third B is you have to write this negative statements into a positive approach. So in the introduction you mention what is the positive approach, how does it impact the reader, how is it useful for the writer. And then in the concept part you convert all these statements which have been given into a positive statement by removing the negative word out of the statement. You can rewrite the words, you can use any sort of words, but the meaning should remain the same. And then in the conclusion part, how does this positive approach help in corporate life. So this is how you complete the entire business communication assignment.